guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm so excited to be sharing my self-tan routine with you guys. I get so many questions on how I do my self-tan at home, what I use and all of that. And I have some really exciting news. If you guys missed my last vlog, I did come out with a self-tanner. This is my own self-tanner in collaboration with the girl who does my spray tan. So this formulation is the exact formulation that she uses on me when I go get my professional spray tans done by her, and the color is incredible. So I'm so excited to be launching this. It's actually live right now as you're watching this video. I will have a link at the very top of the description bar where you can purchase your very own bottle. It is a rapid self-tanner, so you only need to let it set for 2 to 6 hours, depending on the time that you have, which I think is great. It's so important to me to always have that rapid rinse option. It has anti-aging properties in it, and it just has so many benefits to the actual product itself. I will leave a ton of information about it down below. It's something I'm very proud of and very excited to be sharing with you guys. We are going to be working on the bottles and the labels and improving that over time, but just for the first launch, this is what it looks like. Every single label is put on by hand, so I was just working with Jess this morning and trying to figure out how we were going to get those put on, because we got a clear label thinking that was going to be smart, but you can see every single little bubble under the label, which will make me crazy. Also, this was supposed to be in rose gold and it's white, so I don't know, it was just not as pretty as we were hoping. The bottle doesn't even matter when the product is as good as this. So I want to jump right into my routine. To prep, you always want to exfoliate in the shower and shave. So you want to shave all your areas that you would normally shave and exfoliate your entire body. Face, I'll leave some of my favorite face scrubs down below to exfoliate as far as that goes. And I will also leave links to my favorite body scrubs down below, but you really want to exfoliate your skin so that you don't have kind of like any dead skin on the surface. It's gonna give you a really nice even tan and make your application a lot easier and a lot better. When you do your prep, you really wanna do it the day before. If you can't do it the day before, it's okay to do it day of. The only thing I will say is you really don't want to use any products that may leave a residue on your skin if you are doing it the same day. If you're exfoliating in the morning and you're gonna apply your self-tanner, when you get in the shower, I would recommend exfoliating with like an exfoliating mitt, which again, I will link down below. Anything that I mentioned in today's video, I'll link down below. But use an exfoliating mitt with no product, so just kind of use it with the water to exfoliate your skin. Okay, now moving on to the self-tan portion. The first thing that you're gonna wanna do is moisturize your dry areas. So that would be elbows, knees, ankles, and then I lotion my hands and my feet, covering top to bottom. Make sure you get your nails, your feet top to bottom, and just really moisturize those areas, because those are the areas that are dry and are really going to soak up the tan. And usually on your hands, that's where you give away that you're wearing a self-tanner, which I don't think you can tell on mine at all. And then one place that was actually given to me as a tip from a friend was either to put deodorant on or lotion in your armpits. So when you lotion your armpits or put deodorant on, it kind of creates like a blocker. And if you think about it, if you're laying out in the sun or if you go on vacation, you don't come home with tan armpits. Your armpits are whiter than the rest of your body with a natural tan. So when you start applying, I always start on my legs. You're gonna wanna start on the bigger area and start doing it in circular motions, and then move towards the dry areas with like kind of whatever's left on your mitt. You don't want to go in hard on the dry areas with a lot of the foam, because then of course like you don't want your knees to be dark. It's too much product for those areas. So you really want to blend on the other areas first, get those really well blended, and then take the rest of what's on your mitt and kind of go over your knee or your dry spots. So again, when you're doing the lower part of your leg, your calf and whatnot, really blend, get all of that kind of covered all the way around your leg, and then start blending it down your ankle, down your foot, and take whatever's left on the mitt and really blend downwards. Once you are done with your legs, we're going to move on to your back. So the reason we do our back next is because you kind of have to reach in all these funky ways. So if you did your arms already, you would be like marking up your arms as you do your back. So we go ahead and do our back next. And I usually start with my lower back. So I will put a little pump on the mitt, and then I'll reach around like this and rub the opposite side of my back and really blend. And then if I can reach around all the way with my arm and with my shoulder, like to the back, and blend that way, I do that. And then I do kind of blend it towards the front, and then I'll blend it onto my stomach, just so that it's all kind of like drying at the same time. I don't want to just do my back and then come back to my stomach in a couple of minutes, because it won't be as seamless. So carry it onto your stomach, kind of finish your entire abdomen area from front to back, and then we'll move on to shoulders. So your shoulders are the trickiest. You're gonna wanna wrap your arm around a few different ways, however you can. I usually go underneath my armpit with the opposite hand and blend that way. And then I will come up over my shoulder and blend around my neck like that. So when you're applying a self-tanner yourself, and you don't have anybody to help you kind of get that last patch on your back, most likely you're probably gonna miss a little spot on your back. A lot of bathing suits and most sports bras will cover it. It's kind of right in your racer back area. So honestly, even on me, I think you can hardly tell. But if you do have help, it would be really nice to just have somebody kind of go down the center of your back, just to make sure that area is covered. But if you don't feel like you're getting all of it, don't stress it. As long as what you're putting on is blended and you're reaching as far as you can, then you're doing what you can. And most of what you wear will cover it. So also, my shoulders are not the most flexible. I have inflammation in my shoulders, so I'm sure a lot of you guys can probably reach all the areas of your back. My shoulders don't bend that way anymore. From there, we're gonna move on to our chest and our neck. So it's pretty simple. I mean, this is easy. Just again, make sure you're blended, carry it down your chest and then up your neck last. Your neck can tend to be a little dry in the center, so you don't wanna put a ton of product there or your neck's gonna be like crazy tan, which again, wouldn't be natural. You want most of it on your chest and then work it up your neck. I stop on my jawline and then I finish with my face at the end. So next, you're going to want to carry it down your arms. So when you're carrying it down your arms, you want to start on the top. So I do a large pump on my mitt and I just start blending it on the very top of my arm. If you start anywhere else, it's not going to look natural because the top of your arm is always naturally more tan than the underneath. It just sees the sun more often, so it's more natural to have it heavier on top. So you really want to blend kind of on top, circular motions, and then start carrying it and turning it underneath your arm. Doing it very gradually so that you're getting the sides of your arms and then lastly the underneath, and kind of make sure you get down your armpit and down your side as well, blending with that spot in the back that we were getting just a few minutes before. For the arm application, just apply to your wrist. Again, make sure there is not a harsh line there. Try to leave a minimal amount of product in this area. We are going to do our hands, but we're going to wash them and lotion them first. So just really blend on your arm, blend, blend, blend. Apply to your elbow and the underneath last. So I do recommend actually doing your face now. I mean, you can do your face or your hands. It really depends on like how you're applying it. I believe I did my hands first yesterday. So the reason I say maybe do your hands last is if you get some from your beauty blender while you're applying it on your face, if you get some on your hands, then it could be a little bit problemsome. So I would recommend doing your hands last, but just let's go over how we're gonna do your hands. So you wanna wash them really, really good and then lotion them up again. From there, you're gonna take a very, very, very small dot of the foam, apply it to your mitt, and you're gonna start again on the top of your arm, right behind like your wrist bone, and just start kind of blending it on your arm. And then in a downward motion, pull it down onto your hand. And then once that looks well blended, you know, you're kind of gonna have to blend the sides of your arm too, just because you did apply a little bit more product right there. Once the self-tanner is well distributed, kind of drag it down your fingers as well, because it does gradually kind of fade on your fingers with a natural tan, so it doesn't just like stop on your hand. And make sure you blend like the side of your thumb area kind of right here, because this part of your hand is always going to be very pale. That part doesn't really tan, but this part does. So kind of drag it along your thumb, down on the bottom part of your wrist too, like the underneath. Just kind of bring whatever's left on the mitt down there and blend, blend, blend. Go ahead and take a makeup wipe. You're going to wipe the bottom of your hand. So your palm, your fingers, your fingernails, just kind of go over all of that. You're done. You repeat on the other hand. Now let's move on to the face. For the face, I like to apply with a beauty sponge. My beauty sponge looks weird in this video because I had cut it. I'll do that sometimes when I've used one for a really long time and like cleaning it doesn't seem to be doing it. I'll actually cut like that end off. It's like a whole new beauty blender underneath. So that's what I had done, in case you're wondering why it looks so strange. But I just do a small pump on there and then I just pat it on just like I would foundation. Make sure you're blending the majority of the product, you know, throughout your face, and then always blend back out, down, and up. As you can see, it applied really well and very evenly on my face, my neck. Everything is very seamless, and I definitely yesterday was like looking at the bronzer, because our self tanner does have a bronzer in it so you can see where you're applying it, but afterwards you're left looking like a little bit muddy, and I was like, oh man, I don't know if this is going to be like the best application. I was kind of like filming, I was doing an Instagram reel, I was taking pictures, like all of this while trying to do my self tan. And I'm like, oh, this could come out really bad. And it still came out perfect. Definitely don't panic when you're done if it looks kind of like, whoo, just do your best and like I said, blend in circles and it will all rinse okay. So for post self-tan, there's two things directly after. You're gonna wanna wait a few hours. So if you do decide to purchase this self-tanner, you're gonna wanna let it set for the hours. A lot of them are different. Ours is a rapid, so it's 2 to 6 hours. I let mine set yesterday for like 4 hours. Whatever you feel comfortable with, as long as you let it set for that recommended time, you should be all set. You don't want to get wet during this time and you do not want to sweat, so it's not a time to like self-tan and go get a good workout in. You need to wait because otherwise it'll just be a mess. So do not get wet and do not sweat. As far as showers, your first shower after you self-tan, I recommend just rinsing with water. Don't use a scrub. Definitely don't use a scrub, but don't use a body wash or anything just so it doesn't kind of strip your tan. You just want to rinse with warm water. You'll see all the bronzer coming off. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I just washed all my self-tanner off, but then you're left with this like golden tan that's just beautiful and so natural looking. So don't panic. Again, it's all part of the process, and just rinse it off with some warm water, no soap. And then when you shower, again, your second shower after self-tanning, wash all the things and go on with it. The last tip for taking care of your tan is to hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. So not only drink water and literally hydrate, but hydrate your skin and moisturize once to twice a day if possible. So just lotion, lotion, lotion all day, every day, and keep your skin really hydrated. That will make it last longer and look better. Okay guys, that is absolutely it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, leave it down below. I will try to get back to you guys as soon as possible. And like I said, if this sells out before you can get your hands on it, I promise we're gonna do a launch again soon. Thank you guys all for your love and support. This is such an exciting video, and I hope you guys enjoy the self-tanner. If you do order it, please let me know your thoughts. Tag me and GlowGetters207 in your post on Instagram if you take any selfies after using it or anything like that. We'll be sharing those photos for the next couple weeks, and I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.